What's going on, guys? I'm Jada Black. Shout out to everyone that's tuning in. I want to talk about a 26-year-old single mother of two by the name of Jaye Williams. She was 26 years old, two children. She went to get a BBL and to get breast implant surgery. October of 2021. At Best You Now Cosmetic Surgery Center. It is what's in the background, as you can see. That is the facility. You would think with a facility that looks like that, it's a reputable place, all right, that they are professional and that they will make sure that the best people are available. But down at the right corner spot, there's a woman by the name of Millicent Murr, okay? She was the one giving the anesthesia, even though there was a complaint made about her, and she was not supposed to be doing that. But for some reason, Best You allowed her to administer the anesthesia, even though she shouldn't have been doing that. She had another job, right? You see, this is how these women are able to maneuver from job to job, because they are pretty much a quota. Because that's what this looks like. This woman is completely unqualified for what she was doing, but she's there anyway, administering anesthesia. Like, is she a quota hire? Because you have to do your due diligence. You can't be lazy as in hiring and just hire somebody just because they check certain boxes. Unless, now, people can say, well, maybe they didn't have all the facts about her. That's why you do your research. You look up people. I'm pretty sure they have a database. They can look up people, whether they're licensed to do certain things or they are allowed to do certain things. No red flags came up. None. This was absolutely atrocious, because Jaye, she went on the anesthesia and she never woke up. And the fact that Millicent Murr is not in jail just shows you what these women are able to get away with. This woman should be in jail right now. Now, I haven't seen where she was arrested. This woman is out free, and she could possibly do this again. She could possibly harm another woman. But you see, black female lives only matter when that life is taken by anybody that's not a woman, especially a black woman for that matter. If it's a black man or a white man, they're going to be held accountable. But when it comes to Millicent Murr, the fact that she's still free and she hasn't been kicked out of the medical or the cosmetic surgery field, that she's allowed to work at these places, that she's not in jail right now. How much other damage has she done that we don't know about? Children lost their mother. Now, I will say this about BBLs. I've said this before. Women should not be getting BBL surgeries. I just don't see the point of it when you have all these women who post videos working out, showing you how you can get a bigger butt. But it seems to me that Jaye wanted not only a bigger butt, but she wanted a bigger chest, because she doesn't have the biggest tits, or she didn't have the biggest chest. So she decided to get both. Now, again, she was more of a petite woman, and she wanted to look just like every other female, who want a big butt. So they go and get BBLs because they want more attention. Maybe she's been single for a while and she thinks it'll help her dating life. But I don't think that this is worth it. I don't think that going and getting surgeries like this is worth it, because you just never know. You never know if all the people who are working on you are supposed to be there. And while this woman was allowed in that room to administer and sedate her, sedate her before the procedure, how was she allowed there? How did they know that she had passed away? They could have been operating on a woman that was already deceased. This is why you put the right people in these rooms. Stop hiring people that check boxes and hire people who are supposed to be there, who are good at their job. This woman was red flagged. She should not have been allowed to sedate anybody. Let's get into this article from the Daily Mail. Mother 2 dies during Brazilian butt lift and breast implant surgery after a doctor unlicensed to give anesthesia put her under and she never woke up. This is absolutely atrocious. A 26-year-old mother of 2 has passed during a BBL and implant surgery after an unlicensed doctor gave her anesthesia and she never woke up. Janisha Jaye Williams went under the knife of October 20th, 2021 for 2 cosmetic procedures being performed by Best You Now Cosmetic Surgery Center in Plantation, Florida. Throughout the procedure, Williams' mother, Latasha Leggett, was reassured by the medical staff that her daughter was fine, but grew concerned when she saw other patients being discharged, but not Williams. When she heard a siren, she grew frantic and then learned that her daughter was being taken to Plantation General Hospital. When she demanded to know what was going on, that was when she got the horrifying news that her daughter had died. The grief-stricken mother had flown in from California to help her daughter post-surgery, was traumatized. Leggett told NBC6 Miami, "They politely grabbed me and said, 'Your daughter is dead.'" That is sad and sick at the same time. You know, these women go to these places and they see the results from other women. I don't know if she was that she was recommended to go there. I don't know if she was on Instagram or social media and she saw advertisements for Best You. But to me, a lot of times, you got to go to, I would say if a woman, if she's going to get surgery, go to very reputable people. Maybe Best You was reputable, but honestly, having a woman who was unlicensed, trying to sedate people, lets me know that there's some sloppiness there, right? There's a whole lot of people that should be fired, that they allowed this woman to work there and to administer anesthesia. They should be fired. They lucky they're not being sued, but we'll get into it. Let's see if they more information here. The Broward Medical Examiner's Office stated the procedure was completed, but Jaye never woke up from the anesthesia. The news outlet reported the cause of Williams' death is listed as undetermined. According to the medical examiner's report, in a bombshell revelation, it was later revealed that the designated physician for the surgery center claimed they allowed a doctor who wasn't qualified to administer the anesthesia to sedate Williams. So you allowed somebody that wasn't qualified to administer it. I bet they knew she wasn't qualified, and they allowed her to do it anyway. That's how little they care about their patients. No woman should ever go to that place ever again, but they will. The unlicensed doctor was identified as Dr. Millicent Murr, an OBGYN who was restricted from practicing that specialty for an unrelated complaint. She was the physician who administered the anesthesia, the news outlet reported. So they didn't know this. They didn't know that she was restricted, and they allowed her to do it anyway. Did she talk her way into it? I bet that woman probably has talked her way into so many jobs and probably talked her way into working this particular situation. According to the report, Best You now has a number of anesthesia providers on record, but Murr is not listed as one of them. Okay, so why was she there? One state record, she is listed as recovery personnel. The Florida Health Department filed administrative complaints against the Best You Now licensed under Serenity Capital Investments, LLC, and Dr. John Edwards' niece as a designated physician for the surgery center. So they had complaints against them. Okay, this is a new complaint. In the complaint, they claimed that the center allowed a doctor who was not a qualified anesthesia provider to sedate Williams. Okay. Williams, who was a photographer, a mother of a 5 and 2-year-old, lived in Hillsborough County. Her devastated sister, Camilla Spikes, who described Williams as her best friend, called her a caring and cheerful person and an all-around beautiful soul. Dr. Murr, who did not want to appear on camera, told NBC6 that she had taken some courses in anesthesiology, but did not provide details. You took some courses. How did this woman get hired, and how was she allowed to administer it then? Like, who did she talk into this? They should close that facility down immediately. Williams' family told NBC that no one from the surgery center has reached out to them as they grieve over the loss of their loved ones. Choking back tears, Leggett said, "It's hard, ma'am, it's hard," because they don't care. I hope women understand that the majority of these surgery centers don't care about you, unless you go to the top tier ones where you got to pay a good amount of money. They might check in on you. They'll tell you to come in, or you know what I'm saying, like. But they only care if they've gotten paid and everything went through. But most of these surgery centers don't care. Most of these surgery centers are about making money. They'll have some lousy heifer named Millicent Murr doing anesthesia when she should not be. She's already been red flagged. And of course they don't care about the family. That's why the family should be suing them. Suing them into the ground. They're not even trying to talk to the family. Because they don't care. They don't care about you. They're about making money. And I hope women understand this. These places don't feel like they owe you anything. They really don't. And if something goes wrong, they're not going to take accountability for it. I haven't even seen an apology from these people because they don't care. You put your body in their hands. You put their life in their hands. And all they care about is getting paid. That's all they care about. And a lot of women got to understand this before you go and get the surgery. You putting your body in the hands of people who really do not care about you, and you're just money to them. And they will have unqualified people in these particular situations who end up screwing up. I don't know how this woman talked her way into this. But those people should absolutely be held accountable for this. But ultimately, women have to stop seeking to go and get surgeries. Because at the end of the day, the best work you can do is with yourself. So let me think in the comment section, let me know your thoughts, like this video and share it. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and I'll see y'all next one.